Hey folks, welcome to the party. Why is this not putting my volume on the correct thingy for this? All right. So what's going on? Happy August. I think this is
Happy
the first,
August.
yeah, it's the first August meeting.
Yeah, we're a third of the way through.
That's so wild. So bananas. So what's going on with people? Hello, Kerm.
Good afternoon, Amanda.
How are you?
I am okay. I'm
Andy. So what's on people's minds today? It's a loaded
I
question.
guess we don't. No minds at all.
No minds. We're all borrowing someone else's. I'll borrow Breeze today. Now it's summer. Usually it's the quieter time. Usually.
I have a question.
Go for it, Cindy. That's why we're here.
We got the email about making sure that we've done our TFAP sign up. So I went into the grants platform and it says I don't have anything assigned to me. Does that mean I'm in the clear?
Let's take a look.
Okay.
It wouldn't be assigned to you. You would have to go in and actually start this because we did not assign these to anyone.
Well, it just kind of looks like,
Oh, yours is in.
okay, it doesn't look like I have anything that I have to do. It looked
Nope,
like
yours
everything
was
was
in
fine.
and it's been approved by Catherine. She's looked at it and she says it's good to go.
Okay, thank you. I thought I had, but I just,
We ask so much of you guys that it's not uncommon for people to say, I think I did it, but I did something else.
right. And I know we put up the new signage with the QR code
Oh,
and
good.
all of that. So, yeah.
Did everybody get one of those
Yep,
and get it up?
yep.
Does anyone
We
need
have to
one?
put up post that 5 page printout, or do we just keep that in the files?
Just keep that one in a file. The only one recently that was changed was the beneficiary of rights notice that has the QR code. That's going to replace the older version of that. And really, the only thing different is the QR code.
That's the one I already had.
Perfect. You wait, you had the one with the QR code? Outstanding. I've got copies if anybody needs one. Yeah, the Office of General Services had a lot of changes to their documentation that they had to update, which is why you all have to update.
Okay.
What else?
Hey, I still need the property of New York of Food Bank Southern Tier sticker for the
One piece
freezer.
of equipment for the freezer?
Yeah.
Bree, is that on your to-do? Newfield needs a sticker, property of New York, property of Food Bank of the Southern Tier. It is not area. I'm waiting for new ones. Oh, she's waiting for new ones.
Oh,
She's
okay.
out. Do you have a running list of where they need to go? Everyone. Okay. Yes. She'll get them as soon as we get the new stock in. She'll
That's
make
fine.
sure it gets out to you. Perfect.
I don't want to be the one holding the process up.
No, it's usually one of us. Let's face it.
I'm not sure we have those stickers. What do they look like?
I'm not sure what these ones are going to look like. The old ones for if it was like food bank equipment, they were they were about that big and they said property of food bank of the Southern Tier in like red and green and black. And then if you had a piece of equipment that was purchased by New York State funds, then it's a long, narrow black sticker that has like a metallic border on it. This is property of New York State Department of Health.
Amanda, this is Dot. I
Hi,
need
Dot.
those stickers also. How are you?
The food bank ones or the New York State ones?
Um, I guess they were New York State ones.
Okay.
The two commercial ones, and then I've got Whirlpool delivering a fridge and a freezer this week. Do
Yay.
those have to have stickers on
Those are
them?
yours.
Okay. All
We
right.
just helped facilitate that. Those are yours.
Okay, thank you.
You
But I
betcha.
do need one for the commercial refrigerator and freezer, please.
Okay. I'll make sure that I touch base with Bree offline.
We have two.
You know, we have Amanda thinking about that program you're pushing about the refrigerators.
Yep.
We've got a freezer, not a commercial freezer, but a upright, and I think the other one's a refrigerator, but it's still left in the old church that we were doing pre-COVID. You told me I could get rid of it a long time ago, and I haven't found anybody to get rid of it to. So if anybody needs one, we've got it here. They can have it.
Amanda, we have the walk-in cooler and freezer that was donated to us, but nobody has a clue where we got the other two from. We don't know if we got them from you. Nobody's there that has any recollection, so I have no clue. There's no stickers on them.
You, by the way, Amanda, I can see your mouth move, but we're not hearing you. I'm not hearing you.
Me? Pat?
Amanda.
Oh, Amanda.
I'm not seeing or hearing her.
I see her, but can't hear her.
Phyllis, I want to know where you are. That background. I want to come and sit with
I
you.
wish I was there. That's Belize last February.
Oh, now it's on your wall.
I know I put that on there the last webinar and I forgot it was there.
Oh, well, Amanda is still not speaking directly to us. We can't hear her.
I have a red dot under her name, whatever that means.
Somebody had mentioned, I think it was Dot, about the Frigidaire program. If you've gone,
Whirlpool, yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
have you gone through that and like, do you get to request what you're looking for, or do they just send you something?
It was for the refurbished refrigerator and freezer, and I just filled out, I don't know, I think I basically filled out, this is the size. I don't have space for something bigger than this, but I could have something up to this. And it's through Whirlpool, but then it's over somewhere over by Cornell that they're bringing it. I have delivery between 12 and 4 on Thursday, and I've got to be at the pantry. And I said, do I need manpower to help get it in? Nope, we'll get it in and everything else for you.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the program. I'm just wondering how much granularity there is in terms of what they send to you.
Yeah, I think
We don't at the moment. We might be in the market potentially for a little swing refrigerator space, but I think we're good for freezer at the moment, thank goodness. So I was just curious if there were refrigerator only units, or if they send you whatever they send you.
no, I requested.
I did.
And I said I could use, I really want it more for like overflow, because we have a commercial 2-door freezer and a commercial 2-door refrigerator
Yep.
that I got through the food bank, but we haven't always refrigerated the walnuts and the things like that come in boxes that say keep refrigerated, because I don't necessarily refrigerate my walnuts at my house, and neither does Tops. But I know they were pushing that if it says refrigerated, that we should keep them refrigerated. So I'm
Right.
planning to use that second refrigerator as an overflow when I get nuts and that kind of thing, or when we're getting a lot of produce. That kind of thing is what I'm envisioning. So I requested one of each, and they gave it to me. My biggest error was when I got the acceptance from the food bank, I'm not always tech savvy to be able to download it and return it to them. I like to print it off and sign it and send it snail mail. And I sent it back to Amanda, and they don't handle it. It goes directly to Whirlpool. So then it took a little bit for me to, I had lost the email at that point, and it took me a little bit between me and the food bank to get my contact information back for Whirlpool, to know who I needed to talk to say, yes, I would like a refrigerator and freezer.
Gotcha.
So just be aware of that if you do it. It does not go back to the food bank.
Okay. Thanks for sharing.
Sure.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
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 Okay, I put my earbuds in. So quick update on the Whirlpool is, as of right now, and this may change, there are no Cornell students involved with this round. It is strictly Whirlpool. And I've been working with Dina at Whirlpool. So any requests that come in now will go to her, and we will work that way. Our only role in this is to provide your 501c3 to them, so they know that they can donate that piece of equipment to you. And yeah, just tell them what you're looking for specifically. Right now, it's like household units, single door fridges, single door freezers that they have. And keep in mind where it's going in your building, around corners and through doorways, to make sure that it's going to fit. Because that's what we've been running into, is it just that hasn't fit in. Because somebody missed a measurement somewhere.
Are you running into that with the Frigidaire or with just like the commercial stuff?
Both. It's with both. And it's not necessarily on our like Wilson's or Whirlpool. It was somebody didn't measure correctly. So measure twice, cut once.
Well, yeah, I had an experience with that when we got our new freezer a couple of weeks ago. It's like we'd just wheeled the other one out through the doorway into the main hall there. We're like, okay, this is great. Never occurred to me that the new one would be taller. And we went to move something in, and it went whack. And I'm like,
Oh,
we're like, okay,
yeah.
we need to place a request with the trustees and masons to have a refrigerator freezer move around day.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. It was not a big deal. We laughed about it.
And that's actually one of the measurements that people sometimes forget, is the height.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're in an older building where your clearance isn't as high as you think it should be.
Right. Well, the Masons had bought us a new freezer in January, and it was a double door Atosa, and the super tall ones. I was not there when it was delivered, but it's in that, it's in our locked room. So to me, sure, it's gonna fit. But I was there for this delivery. We weren't ready for it to go in that room, and then when we were, it was a surprise.
And kind of getting back to Pat and Perm, when you guys had to stop hearing me for a little bit because the computer wasn't working. We have some records going back that predate me. They're not complete records. What we have are, maybe it'll say 2-door freezer. If we're lucky, it'll tell us how many doors it has on it. So we can tell you when you received equipment from New York State and kind of what it was. Which units they are exactly, those details aren't there. Bree keeps better details now that she's here, and she keeps all the specs. So anything that's more recent, we definitely have that information. But if it's older than COVID, it's not here.
Oh, geez.
Well, I've already got the paperwork from you guys that I can get rid of it, whether I can give it away, put it in the dump, whatever. So, but it's still there, and if anybody can use it, I'd be.
Maybe put it out through the Google group, Kerm. You'd probably want to keep it right there local in Tioga County. Just send it out and be like, hey, does anybody need a surplus unit?
Okay.
You don't know how much longer it's going to last, but it's the last time you knew it was still working. And
yeah, it hasn't worked. I mean, I haven't been plugged in at all since pre-COVID, and but working fine at that point.
Yeah, maybe you just need to get it cleaned up, make sure that it still works, and see who's willing to take a chance.
So we have the write-off on the one that recently died. and our high school is doing a scrap metal drive. So
Mhm.
we're gonna go through them.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard through the grapevine from Stefan, but I was sharing with him that like I was trying to figure out if there was any more granular communication information for like a thank you note about, how far somebody's gift will go. He's like, nope, 3 meals per dollar or whatever. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
But the our senior class um this pat that just graduated, they had surplus funds um at the end of their party season, whatever, their prom and senior, whatever they do. And we were the recipient of their
That's
spare funds.
wonderful.
So I figure the very least we could do is give back to them.
Absolutely. And so to your point on like how far a donation goes, yes, for every dollar, 3 meals. But if you are putting something together, you have stories at your fingertips of like what's actually going on in your clients' lives. Use fake names or just generic client one and tell a little bit of the story. Like because of somebody's contribution, Sally's family was able to do XYZ. And I know that some of our clients definitely overshare, so you know what they were able to pay their rent this month on time without having to go without groceries or something to that effect.
Mhm.
They were able to pay down that medical bill, those little things. And that could always like explain the how far a donation actually goes.
Yeah, I don't think they necessarily have a firm grip on that. To them it's just like,
Mhm.
the food pantry gets free food and they hand it out.
Do any
That-
of you get any of our mailings?
I
Yeah.
do
That
not. I get them from the Greater Pittsburgh
Mhm.
food bank,
I'm sh-
and it's interesting reading
I'm
it.
sure they do something. I'm sure they do something very similar.
I'm
I'll
sure they
grab
do.
a couple of my recent ones that I've received, and I'll share those out with you so you can see some examples of what our team here does to tell the story that isn't just data,
Yeah. Well, and that
that
kind of
isn't just
ties in
numbers.
with um the advocacy survey that they were doing. It's like, what are you doing to communicate this, that, and the other thing? But unless you've received those um emails from the food bank, like we don't see the other side of the other set of pages. We see the even pages, you guys see the odd pages, whatever.
Right.
It's an incomplete story, kind of, was my thought.
Yeah. And then we also play with the challenge of we send out too many communications. We send out too many emails and people get bombarded. So it really is it's a personal preference on what you are willing to receive and then what you're able to digest. So wow, my earbuds just don't want to stay in either. Alrighty. So what else is going on? Giving me some homework with equipment. I don't remember seeing anybody give Randy any tasks last time when she was hosting this for me. But I've got homework. Keep it coming. What else?
The produce that came today was absolutely beautiful.
What'd you get?
I got onions, peaches, tomatoes, corn, potatoes. Yeah, my fridge is full.
Yay! I saw we received more corn, and I did see the tomatoes in the clamshell containers. Those were pretty.
Oh, I got loose, like cases of tomatoes. They're really nice.
Well, Amanda, if you would plug your ears for just one moment. We we we've been taking advantage of the produce because it has been so nice. And that's kind of what I'm looking for, some overflow fridge space for. But we have gone straight from our delivery to taking up to the high school to their walk-in cooler, and there's where they're storing it for us for 2 days until our pantry, and we're picking it back up the day of. because I feel like I'm doing the community a major disservice by not getting it. And like the nectarines have been beautiful. And like you said, the corn, the guy who's the food service director up there, he just couldn't believe the quality of the stuff that we were getting.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you find that you're in a bind like that, Janet, you can always just message us and say, hey, can I have a special permission this one time to store it in this location?
Okay.
I think Dot, you did that once with the turkeys, right? Was that what it was?
Yes.
When when you have an unexpected challenge of cold storage, you're like, can I please have permission this once? It happens. And it's just keep us in the know. That way we can be like, it's a school, it's locked, it's safe. It's not somebody's, extra freezer in their back garage.
People aren't
So it's
just
all good.
cruising through.
Mm-hmm. Outstanding.
I've got a question as far as donations again. I'm still not clear. I want to make sure I'm clear on that. But like a lot of the things that are coming through as we're taking the donations are saying they have to be, like if we're taking excess from some other pantry, it has to be through food bank. So does that mean, because we're right next to Food Link, because we're right next to Springwater. So
It's less of where you're getting food and more of where you're giving food.
okay. So as
So-
long as they're good with that, and should I be acknowledging, should I be weighing that when it comes from Food Link? Should
Only
I?
if they instruct you to.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I wouldn't borrow any trouble yet. And how they determine and decide to manage their sharing and excess and surplus product between their pantries, that's entirely up to them and their
Okay.
interpretation of the Feeding America contract.
Okay.
So,
So
but for you and us, it's where is it going that after you get it? So you get it from us, and if you have extra, where's it going?
all right.
Wherever it's going, they have to sign up.
So I just have to account for anything that I move that I got from the food bank, anything that I move on.
Yep.
Okay.
You
All right.
confused me. I'm confused.
Oh boy.
What? I don't know what Food Link is.
Food Link
Food
is
Link
the
is
food
the-
bank. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go
Is
for it. That
The ones they're like the food bank of the Southern Tier, but they service Livingston County and up that way. They're based out of Rochester,
Okay.
and I'm in Wayland, so I'm 5 minutes from Livingston County. I actually live in Livingston County.
Okay. Then
So
why doesn't she, like, any food we get, we have to weigh. Why isn't she weighing it? That's what confused me, that part, because we weigh, we turn those statistics into you guys that we get these donations and we weigh the food. And so that's what confused me, because you said she didn't have to weigh it.
because it's coming from another pantry.
another food
Even
bank.
Yeah,
Right?
it's not, well, it's coming from another food bank, but it's coming from one of their pantries. You're
Right,
not getting it
from their
directly from
pantry.
Food Link.
Yeah.
But because it's coming, so those pounds have already been accounted for with Food Link.
Okay.
And Food Link also reports those pounds to Feeding America. Now, let's say Kerm has leftover cans of corn that he can't move, but he knows you can move. You will not be weighing those because it's coming from another pantry.
What's going on? They turned the lights out on you.
Oh, it's because I haven't moved enough.
Oh,
They automatically turn off.
that's hilarious.
So if you
However,
get,
if I get that corn from Mandeville's, which is a local producer, and then I pass that on to you, then you can weigh it and count it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is well, like Food Donation Network, the stuff we get. I mean, everything is, we have to turn into them the amount of food we got. They
turn
pound-
into
food
friendship.
donation- or friendship. You got all these food things. Friendship donation. But like we weigh the food at Wegmans, and then we give them a copy of what we weigh. But we bring it back here and also turn that in. I'm just,
So, okay, so
my
friendship,
mind
so
is
friendship,
going-
So we have pantries and agencies that sense, but then Friendship Donation Network and Good Neighbors and Chow and Food Link, they're different birds
Okay.
because of the nature of their programs and their organizations. They're not necessarily doing direct service like you are. They might have a couple programs like Food Link and Chow do, but for the most part, they're recovering food.
Okay. And probably they're just using the pounds as for, programs, data,
Yeah.
this is kind of, okay. Gotcha. My brain is not too fried now.
Ultimately, what we don't want to do is overinflate our network with pounds. So if you're reporting pounds and Kerm is also reporting pounds, then it's not an accurate picture of how many pounds of canned corn. But if he purchased from Mandeville and had leftovers that is now being donated to you, that's a little bit different because those weren't recovered pounds. Those
We
were
don't-
purchased pounds.
We don't purchase from them, but they give to us.
Do you report those pounds to us?
Yes.
You don't, then Pat would not report those pounds because you'd be counting those pounds twice.
No, they're not giving them to you. They're giving them to us directly.
Right. So they're going to give them to you directly, Kerm, but you tell us how many pounds that is, right?
Oh, yes, we do. Yeah.
But if you were also to report those, let's say 20 pounds to us, you report that, but then you couldn't hand out 5 pounds of it, but Pat take it.
Got it.
She
Yes,
can't report
yes,
that
yes.
5 pounds because
Right.
it's no
Because
longer
it's
20,
already
it's
been
now
reported.
25.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Kern,
really all
don't
this
donate
is
anything.
all this really is to make sure that we're capturing the accurate and actual donated pounds and ensuring that when a site cannot consume it or distribute it fast enough, that another site can get it out to the community so it doesn't go to waste. Really, ultimately, the goal of this.
So we just want to make sure we're not double dipping and weighing it twice.
Correct.
Okay. So we would weigh, like when we get donations from Tops or Dollar General, we would weigh that. That's what we would report on. From the
Mhm.
community, we would weigh it. When it's something that comes from something that's already been from the food bank, the Wayland truck or the spring water truck, we don't weigh it.
Correct. So basically,
Okay.
if you're looking at it as a food chain, like food bank to agency and down, if you are or even retailer to agency, if you are a direct connection, you weigh it. But if you are are now receiving it as a pass through, so it went from like Tops to Wayland to Spencer Van Etten doesn't count it because it's not a direct connection to
Okay.
who's
Okay.
initially putting it into the system.
Okay. And then just don't worry about Food Link at this point unless they change things, and as long as I'm taking it in and not giving it out at that point.
Yeah. And I haven't heard anything from them of what their plans are, if their plans are changing or what they're planning on doing.
Okay.
So if I hear anything and it's relevant, I'll let you know, but
Okay.
now it's been kind of quiet.
Sounds good. On that same note, a little bit, can I just ask as far as with when the truck comes to Wayland, the MFP, the
Yeah.
second Thursday of the month, should like the local pantries in the area be the first ones to get the dibs of what's left over if they have stuff that they're not taking back, or if there's like another program that's not necessarily a food pantry?
I
I'm
think
just
it
wondering.
it depends on the community itself who's going to
Okay.
get first dibs. We want, for starters, the mobile shouldn't have a lot of leftover.
Okay.
We should be building it for the correct number of registrants. So there really
Okay.
shouldn't ever be a huge surplus. But in those occasions when there is a huge surplus, they have to be going to a food bank partner, and preferably the one that's closest makes the most sense.
Okay.
There's been
I-
times when some of our mobiles have not been able to find a nearby outlet, and we've had to bring it back here and give it to a Catholic Charities. We don't want
Okay.
it back in our building.
Okay.
We want it out in the community.
Does the food bank deal with, and don't ask me what the letters stand for because I'm not sure, but CANN at all up my way?
I'm not familiar with it.
Okay. Because I have my one volunteer who goes over there and helps with the truck, and then we'll bring any of the produce and whatever back to the pantry. And he's been saying lately that he ends up having to kind of step back, and she ends up taking the bulk of things, and then we get a few things of what might be left after that.
She,
So I
as
was
in someone from Can.
she it's through, it used to be through the Catholic Church over in Dansville, and she has housewares and furniture and whatever.
Okay.
And I've always referred before, especially before we started the free store down in the basement of our pantry, when people have another need for something besides food, I've always referred to her. But then, like I said, my one worker that goes over there the other day was saying, well, Claire takes the majority of what's left at the truck, and I just wait until she's done. And I was like, well, I would think the Wayland Food Pantry should have the first dibs of what's left after.
So, because that other organization is not a direct partner of ours, and it sounds like they're in Dansville, and depending on where in Dansville, they're technically with Food Link. So it actually can't go to them. It has to go to one of our partners. And I'm not looking, this probably isn't going to fix right away, but I do have a bit of a timeline figured out for when agencies will have to sign on versus our mobiles to that contract.
Okay.
We'll be rolling it out and communicating this month, but you all agencies are going to sign on first. And then by the end of the year, our mobiles will also sign on, so they will know. And it's going to be, if our driver's still there and our driver stays at Wayland, they are going to be responsible for making sure that it goes to a food bank partner.
Okay. All right.
So your volunteer had better be there because we need it to go to you.
Okay. All right. I will make sure that that's all in place so that when that comes through.
And I mean, that other program could be doing great work. It's just, we have to be accountable and stay in compliance with our Feeding America contract.
Right. That's kind of what I thought. I thought, well, and I don't want to, I mean, I know she does good work with the other parts. I can't speak to the food, but I know she does with the other, and I didn't want to rock the boat. But then when I found out she was doing that, I'm like, wait.
Yeah, just it will change over soon, within this year. But and that's, if you guys think back, it was definitely last year, actually before this time, when I first started having this conversation with you about this sub-distribution requirement. And it's been a year because there are so many moving parts. We have to be very aware of who all is going to be impacted and what the fallout from that could be. So that's why it's taken a little bit longer than just, having everybody sign a document. We want to make sure that it's done equitably and correctly the first time around. Bye, Bree.
All right. So I'll just sit tight with that and make sure that, okay.
Yep.
It looks like CAN stands for Community Answers Needs, or Community Answers Need Network.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
And she, like I said, she's very nice. I didn't want to rock the boat. But I just was like, well, we could use a little bit more of that produce if there's some left. Because we're getting we've had 1 to 5 new families every week for a couple months, signing up, new people. Our numbers are just going up. So
yeah, so stay tuned.
All right. That sounds good.
All righty. We're at the 434 or 435 mark.
The mobile food pantries.
Yeah.
Do they have set days and times that they go?
Yep.
And where are there? I know about the one in Waverly or outside of Waverly there.
You can actually find our entire list on our website, anywhere on our website. Just click the find food.
But they have to
and then
register.
The mobile food. Right now, all of our mobiles are pre-registration required, with the exception of one in Binghamton. So yes, they would register the day before, or if it's on Monday mobile, they'd register that Friday. And registration is there's an online form, and then people can also call 211 because we contract with 211. They fill up fast. We've actually stopped sending out monthly call-em-alls and text-em-all reminders to the entire network for each of those mobiles. So what is actually been happening is the demand on those mobiles has lessened, and we're just waiting for it to right size because we were probably like a little bit overinflating it by telling all of these people that maybe didn't need to utilize that service.
Was there something sticks in my head about they prefer that they only attend one mobile a month?
That was definitely a I think
Strong.
that it was strongly suggested there for a while because especially during COVID because the demand was so high. And pre-COVID, it was we didn't, and this one still stands. We don't want people going to more than one mobile in a day because of food safety. Because if somebody is in one mobile, they get food and then they travel to the other one. If there's any perishable product that they picked up at the first mobile, by the time they get through the second one, they're very close, if not at that 4-hour mark. Before they start hitting that time temp abuse zone. But just like all of our pantries, we don't really try to police too much. If somebody needs to go to more than one mobile in a month and go to a different one, for the most part, we kind of like let people do what they need to do to make sure they have the resources that they need for that month. But yeah. That's all your matter. What else happening?
Unrelated question. Tompkins County Coalition meeting was scheduled for the 28th. With Stefan moving on, any change? Any?
As far as I know, I think the date is still there. Sarah Keenan has stepped up and is kind of like taking over for Stefan until something more permanent gets settled. So instead of Stefan, you'll just have Sarah. And she's been instrumental for all 6 counties right along as the Programs and Partnerships Manager. So if you do have something that is timely, you can go to her. I think she sent out an email last week.
She did. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So as far as I know, I haven't heard that anything's changed with that particular meeting.
Okay. Yeah, I shot Stefan a note this morning and he was like, she's ready for you.
Yeah. He's going to do great things playing in Service Insights.
There ever been any discussion about getting our old Peas group back together again? I ask that once a year.
The easy answer is no.
No, that's not the answer. That is not the answer, Pat. Yes. I don't know if it'll just be like the same groups as it was. I brought this to the PMP team a couple months ago, and I've been working with Sarah Keenan, and I think she's going to work with Devin, the last I heard, about possibly setting up some in-person, kind of similar to this, except for it'll be in-person at who knows where, maybe not as frequently as those peer groups were, but maybe it will be. So nothing's ready yet, but there's definitely some planning going on to try to get more in-person, face-to-face conversations that are very much you drive it, like the peer group was, as opposed to this is what we're coming to you for the coalition, this is what we're going to discuss kind of deal. Mm-hmm. More grassroots level. So again, stay tuned. We actually have a meeting tomorrow, so I'll check the status of that for you. I'll do that because I'm facilitating that meeting, so I'll put it on. Be like, hey, can I just check in?
They were worthwhile, I think. You know, I have said for long time, probably more worthwhile than the county groups.
Mm. Yeah, it depends on what you're looking for. Let's see. Cindy's new to this. Janet. Dot, were you familiar? I think you inherited.
I went to A1 and then
You went to
COVID
one?
hit. And then COVID hit.
And that COVID hit.
I've never been able to attend because it's always during the day and I'm working.
Okay.
So,
And
and I
then-
can't, I check my volunteers and they're all like, I don't want to go to meetings.
I don't want to go. Yeah. And I think you
So-
were still working with the Painted Post Pantry at the time, Phyllis. Did you ever go to any of the peer groups?
Yeah. I went to
I feel
several
like
of
you've
them.
been. Yeah, I felt like you were around. Does anybody want to kind of share with the class what exactly the setup was for a peer group? I don't know. I think Cindy and Jan might find it interesting.
Well, I can, since I asked the question.
Okay, thank you.
You know, they were basically meeting with pantries. We were meeting with pantries that are roughly the same size and locations, rural pantries, smaller pantries. And we met, I don't know, maybe 3 times a year, quarterly, maybe even. But it was more pantry driven rather than food bank driven. And by meeting in other places, I mean, we met once in Candor, once down in Endicott, once over in Groton, in Newfield, down in Spencer.
Brooktondale.
So over a period of years, we got around to see the other pantries that were our size, just to see how they were set up, how they were doing, share things that were good, share things that were bad, you know, all those kinds of things. But you could do it within pantries that had the same kind of issues and problems that you do.
I have to say that I wasn't thrilled with one meeting I went to. I had somebody who basically called me stupid. So yeah, that didn't fly with me.
Was it me?
No, you weren't even there.
Oh. Okay, good.
No, it's how because we gave our home delivery people choice.
Was it a food baker that called you stupid?
No, it was another
Okay.
director.
Mhm.
Oh. Okay.
So it didn't set well with me. The
Well, that's
pantry was
unfortunate.
wonderful. I got a lot of ideas from after the meeting when the people from that pantry showed me the pantry and how they did things. And I brought back several ideas and
Mhm.
instituted them.
Yeah, so I'll check in tomorrow and see what the status is and if they need a little bit of help from the pantry partners, I'm going to put every one of your names on that list and volunteer you for it.
Good luck.
Well, I'm trying to step down a little bit.
I am.
Yeah.
It's not in my organizational chart.
Yeah, but Kern, Pat, you guys have great teams. You have some really strong people on your teams, so yeah, share the load.
Yep. Good people. Yes, very good people.
All right. What else, kids? Have you all registered for the celebration?
Jessica,
Yeah.
yeah, sort of.
Yeah, sort of, kind of.
It came out the day after our last board meeting, so we were going to discuss it at our next board meeting, which isn't until the first Thursday in September.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a board meeting next week, and so we won't know until after that.
All righty. Yeah, and you guys rotate volunteers to go, which I think is amazing.
Yeah, we have. Like, I haven't been in several years.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it. I asked Marge if she was interested. She said that's planning too far out.
That's
But-
fair. She's retired. She's earned it.
No, She's had some issues recently too, so it's been a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, I think this is also a great opportunity if you aren't sure, or if you have volunteers that aren't sure if they can take on any more responsibility. This is a great gateway drug into the network and learning a little bit more without actually having to be responsible for anything yet.
Yeah.
It's a good way to.
I have a pair who I'm thinking I might see if they want to come.
Outstanding.
They're live wires.
I like them when they're sassy like that.
Oh, you'd love them.
Yeah, so just like last year, roughly the same time, no cost to any of you all, and we can accept like up to 3 people per site. If you do register more than that, we'll put them on a waiting list, and we'll go from there. Happy to say, I don't think I have any role this year. I just get to sit back and enjoy all of you,
So
and I'm loving it.
on then. They may change their mind.
It was nice to
Yeah.
go last year and talk to the faces that I see on the Zoom calls. So I know, Pat, you and I had a nice talk last year.
And the food is always good.
Yeah.
Do you know I haven't eaten in the last 3 times I've gone?
Why?
It's usually how
Because
it
I've been because I was so involved in the talking that it just didn't make any sense for timing for me to go get food. And I was just like, yeah, it's all right. I'm moving, I'm talking. I don't have time to sit. Maybe this year I'll eat.
Well, that's
Who
like when
knows?
people it's like when people get married, the bride and groom never end up really eating.
Mhm.
They're too busy. Yeah. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Like I'm not definitely not complaining about it, but it was just I've always been super busy at that event. It's nice to see that other people are going to be able to enjoy it and some of the roles that I was doing before. So it's kind of cool. All right. Well, let's see. Got about 10 minutes left. Some housekeeping for me. I am not here the last week of August, going on vacation. And so there is an open office hours that week. I believe Aaron is guest hosting, I think. Yes.
Mhm.
I think AJ's doing it, which is perfectly fine. He's more than capable. How have those been going when it's not me? What are your thoughts?
They've been fine. They've been good.
Mhm.
Are you finding value in having other people that you don't necessarily have face-to-face time with regularly?
It's a good opportunity to put a face to a name.
All right.
And I think they've been listening to what people have to say. And, it's kind of like a skip level meeting, basically.
Mhm.
So,
Nice. Well, we'll definitely be doing that for the rest of the year, and we'll revisit for next year.
This
Um,
morning when we had the home delivery meeting.
mhm. Oh yeah, how was that?
Well, they discussed very heavily that we probably should take a few minutes during this meeting rather than having a hour-long meeting if we had issues or wanted comment.
Oh, okay.
So when one of the Sarahs comes to you, says, "Oh, by the way, there's a heads up for you."
And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. This is a wonderful space to be able to share some of your comments, questions, concerns, good, the bad, and the ugly. Because face it, if you have a comment or you're experiencing something, you're probably not alone. While each of your programs are unique, a lot of your situations are common, or maybe somebody's already experienced it. So yeah, I think this is a safe space to have those conversations. Sure.
Amanda, I have kind of a different kind of a question. I'm just trying to make sure, while it's still summer vacation, that I've got everything in place for September when I go back to school.
Okay.
I had my 2 rock anchors for Wednesday morning delivery retired.
Okay.
Carl and Judy Brown.
Oh, that's right. I remember
Yeah.
that.
I've been working on it this summer. I thought I had some people in place that doesn't seem, I mean, I've got 2 of my volunteers are still going to be pretty rock solid. The other
Okay.
2 to 3 that I'm going to be getting for a particular delivery week is going to be hit or miss. I know the one that's probably going to be the most solid after the first 2 is, he goes to South Carolina for a month and a half, 2 months in the spring. I just am trying to make sure I've got all my ducks in a row so I'm not getting calls when I'm teaching a class at 9:30. And that things are in place for the delivery. Now, if push came to shove and something happened and we weren't going to be able to get the truck, or I couldn't get a delivery in or whatever, and I couldn't get the volunteers, I at one point was listed as piggybacking with, I think it was Catholic Charities with Carrie in Bath and Hornell.
Let's find out.
Could I do an order with them like it was less than 750 pounds, and then if I worked it out with Carrie and she was okay for me to pick it up after 2:30 when I got done with school, meet up with her just as a very final last resort if we really need food and I got nobody to come do it.
Mhm.
Because I just can't afford to take a personal day, on a regular. I only get 3, and I've got an elderly mom and a friend who's dealing with cancer and whatever else. So it would be really hard for me to take a personal day to meet a truck. So I'm just trying to think of, okay, I've got this in the back of my mind. If nothing else is working out, if I contacted her directly and talked to her, is that something Food Bank could work with me, that we could do a piggyback delivery to her?
Yes, we can definitely do that. I want to also see if I can open up your contract, because if that's the case, and it hasn't been closed, I'll reopen your contract to where it asks about piggyback deliveries.
I
And
know we added her last year, and then I
this
don't
year
know
you
if
didn't.
I didn't specifically put her on because I was like, oh, we don't need that. And then Carl and Judy were like, we need to step back. This is too much.
Yeah, so I think even if it's starting an email between us, so it would be Lindsay, Aaron, you, and Carrie.
Carrie.
I think
Okay.
yep.
Okay.
I think,
Should I
and then
CC you in on it, or are you just going to
Oh.
delegate it and we'll just go with the rest of them?
I mean, you can always CC me, but they're going to be the primary ones because Aaron's going to be the
Okay.
one reviewing the orders.
Okay.
But and Lindsay's the primary for Steuben.
Right.
And does it
Okay.
make more sense for it to be Bath versus Cornell, or does it make more sense to actually put down both locations and then you just tell us where
Yeah.
it's going?
Yeah, it's 6 of one, half dozen of another for me to get
Exactly.
to Hornell or Bath. So either way.
And to be honest, usually both sites order weekly, but there's been occasions where one of them hasn't. So
Okay.
for various reasons. So I think
All right.
actually just having both down.
Okay.
But yes, this is doable. Let me
Hopefully
make
I
a
would
note
not-
to.
Hopefully I would never have to do that, but it'll make my mind at ease as I get ready to start school in 2 weeks.
Okay.
One less
Oh,
thing
no,
for me
absolutely.
to panic about.
Weeks, good grief. Is it
I
almost-
know. Yeah, tell me about it. We went until June 28th for Pete's sake this year.
Wow.
We had the weekend and it was already the 4th of July, and after the 4th of July they were having back to school sales. I thought, holy moly. Yeah.
So just to get this ball started, just go ahead and email me. You can copy Lindsay, and then I'll make sure that we add everybody that needs to be part of the conversation and
Okay.
whatever steps needs to be taken. Okay.
Okay, that sounds good. That'll put my mind at ease for that. And like I said, hopefully I'll never have to use it.
Absolutely.
But I just, I've got people that will say on Sunday, yeah, we can help. And you call them Wednesday morning and they go, oh, I can't come. And they're not my rock and anchor like Carl and Judy that I knew they had my my back, you know?
Yeah.
So I just want to have a couple of safety nets in place.
No, I think it's smart.
Okay. Sounds good. I will get on that then. Thank you.
You betcha. All right, we're down to the last 5. Any last comments, questions, concerns? It looks like we lost Kerm. That's okay. He'll be back. All right. Well, then, if there is nothing else, this is a good conversation. And I will let you guys have the rest of your 5 minutes before 5 o'clock back. And I will see you next month because I'm not back on for the rest of the month.
Thanks.
All right.
Have a good
Always
time.
been a pleasure. Thank
Have a
you.
great
Have a good
vacation.
one. Thank you.
Thank you. See you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.